Welcome to Cherry Blossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. I hope you're wearing comfortable clothing. You can work on your carpet or an exercise mat. You might have a yoga mat. A lot of people do today. And if you've eaten a big meal just before doing this class, don't do any folding over postures. It's not a good idea. If you're seated and unable to stand up, join along with the deep breathing and the arm stretching, maybe some of the leg movements, but stay focused first of all on your body and your breath. And let me guide you through a half an hour of Hatha Yoga designed to relax your body and quiet your mind. We're going to do some postures standing up that help improve your posture. They also require you to focus, which helps improve your balance. Then we'll come down to the floor for some more movement. We're going to start in Tadasana, the mountain pose. Feet about hip distance apart. Toes pointed forward or turned in slightly, your weight pressing down evenly over the soles of your feet. Arms hanging naturally at your sides with the palms turned inward. Now bring your attention to the tip of your nose. Draw the cool, dry air up your nostrils. Pull it down your throat. Let it fill your lungs. And breathing out either through the nose or through the mouth. Feel how the shoulders sink down. The chest contracts. Contracting your belly helps release all the old stale air out of your lungs. So breathing with awareness. Breathe in. Let the lungs expand. Imagine the air travels down into your abdomen. Visualize the fresh oxygen traveling now throughout your body, to your fingertips, to your toes, into your brain. And release. So the first standing posture that we're doing is good for your posture because it allows you to focus on your spine, the placement of your shoulders over your hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. So you become more aware of how you are standing. And also if you've been driving a lot or working at your computer or perhaps cooking, there's a tendency to start folding forward or allowing the shoulders to come forward. So take a moment, roll the shoulders up and back. Let the arms come down and then up and forward. Just notice how that feels. Bring your fingers to your shoulders, elbows as close as you can manage, and inhale, open. Deep breath and exhale, close. So as you're becoming more aware of your breath and consciously lengthening and deepening your breath, you'll notice your posture improving. You're standing taller, reaching up through the crown of your head. You bring your arms down to your sides, and this is just a standing twist, and we're going to do this in stages. We're going to start with the feet comfortably apart. And if you want the toes turned outward. Once I leave Tadasana, I usually turn the toes outward, but you have to know or learn what's appropriate for your hips and your knees. This for me is very comfortable. So I want to lengthen my spine, including the neck, stand tall and breathe, and bring my arms out parallel to each other, right about shoulder height. Now, the natural tendency is to reach forward. So go ahead, reach forward and then let the shoulders sink back into place. You'll feel the shoulder blades sink down. So take a breath in. Breathing out, slowly turn to one side, maybe the end of your mat. Inhale back to center, and exhale, turning to the other side. So this is a very simple movement, very gentle twist. And by keeping your knees soft and bending and straightening as you move, you're going to warm up and lubricate the hips, knees, and ankles. Inhaling center, exhaling to the side. And as your breath deepens, your exhalation may be extended. So wait till you've let all the air out, and then inhale back to center. And exhaling to the other side. And return to center, taking your time. Arms come down to your sides. Now heel toe inward, just one heel toe movement in. And then we're going to bring the arms up. Just as we did, you'll see your feet are slightly farther apart than your hips in the same movement. Breathe in. Turn as you breathe out. And going at your own pace, but I would recommend no faster than I'm going. Try to keep your gaze straight ahead. And complete the movement, coming back to center, arms down at your sides, heel toe in again, and come back into Tadasana, feet about hip distance apart. And again, check your posture, stand tall. You notice how you have to focus as you turn to keep your balance. So inhaling up, exhaling, turn. And notice too at your mid-back and lower back how the muscles are stretched slightly differently as you bring your feet closer and closer together. Twisting helps flush all the fluids around the spinal cords and the vertebrae. Back to center and release. And just one more time, you can stay like this or bring your feet even closer together, maybe with the toes touching but the heels slightly separated. So arms up, breathe in and out. And one more time each side. Back to center, arms to your sides. You can separate the feet back. And stand tall, close your eyes, palms turned inward. And just notice the sensations that come up. Perhaps you feel the strength of your legs, the length of your spine. Perhaps you feel you've worked out some kinks. And slowly open your eyes. The next posture we're going to do is called Rishi's posture. And when I came across this in one of my books a few days ago, I realized this is one of the first postures I learned when I was a new student to yoga. And so I'd like to reintroduce it to myself as I introduce it to you. And once again, it's for improving your posture. It will help you with your balance. And we're going to start with the feet comfortably apart. And again, I like to start with the toes outward. Now this one, I'd like you to follow me as I do this. You're going to take this would be your left hand, and place it inside of the left thigh. And then your right arm goes up and you reach. So that's the basic posture, and we can do it on the other side as well. So right hand inside of the right thigh, reach up, and try to be as straight up as you can. Now, if you're just warming up, you're not going to get a full stretch, but doing Rishi's posture a few times, you'll be able to work into more of a stretch, moving down the inside of the legs. And what I tell my students is a lot of people will put their hands on top of their thighs. Most leggings or pants have an inner seam right here. So if you follow that seam down your leg, you will be in the right place. So we're going to start. This is your left hand. And also, if you don't feel steady, you can look straight ahead. You could look across the floor and down. I'm going to turn and look up, and I'm going to slide down. This is about it for right now. I'm just above my knee, inside the knee. Then I'm going to reach and lift upward. And you can hold for a few breaths, or you can keep moving. So we're going to inhale up. And again, left hand down the inside of the left leg. I'm able to go down a little bit farther now. But see, I don't want my right hip swinging out. I want to keep that in position. So coming up, I'm going down a little farther, right to the knee. Have to pull my upper shoulder back a bit. And then inhale up. And then come down as far as you can comfortably. So I'm now able to come down farther, and I can actually press a little bit into the inside of the leg, but I want to line the hips up, back into place, and then reach. There's that little lift. And I don't want to press now. Just reaching upward, inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready, inhale, coming up. See, that brings a fresh supply of blood to the face too. So now your left leg, this is your right leg. Right hand inside your right leg. Reach up if you can and come down. You might have seen me just adjust the hips. Then inhale up. And then right hand inside the right leg. I'm going to come down a little bit farther, trying not to press into the knee. Reaching, lifting, breathing. And inhaling up. And then one more time. So I like to look down when I'm able to come down this far, and then turn, then pull the shoulder back, and then reach up and touch the sky. And then inhale up, pause for a moment. Let's bend the knees. Then we're going to heel toe inward again. So both postures. You can start with your feet comfortably wide and then gradually work yourself in. So either hand, but it's on inside of the same leg. I'm going to go all the way down because I'm opened up now. And if you can't come down this far, just come down as far as you're able. And coming back up. And then the other side. And let's come up once more. And then heel toe in, maybe just a little wider than hip distance apart. And this is a real fold now. And come on up. And then this side. Up. Pause with your hands at your heart. You might adjust your feet so you are back in alignment, standing tall, being present with your breath. We're going to pause for just a moment and then we'll return to Cherry Blossom Yoga. We'll be seated on the floor, so see you in a moment.
Dora knows the best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature, connect with family,
You guys.
and find your own adventure. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Please join me on the floor if you can, And we're going to do some leg stretches on our backs. And if you're unable to come down to the floor, you might be able to do some folding movements forward, because any of these stretching movements stretches somewhat into the lower back, the hamstrings. You might be able to bring your knees up to your chest. But please, first of all, follow in the breathing and don't feel that you have to do anything except breathe. So come down to the floor on your back. This always feels wonderful no matter what time of day, just to come down onto the back. I like to put my feet out a bit and press the lower back to the floor so it's a pelvic tilt, pointing the tailbone up, firming the buttocks, and then releasing. And release. I'm going to bring the feet closer in, bring the right leg up and squeeze and release. And then open the leg. I want to walk my hands down to the calf, maybe above the ankle bone, and gently pull. Now with control, I'm letting the leg come down, and just before the heel touches the floor, I'm going to lift the leg back up, but I'm doing this with control. And then walking the hands down, I'm pulling the leg in the direction of my shoulder or armpit, so everything's in alignment. Lowering. So you might give it a little bit more of a pull, stretching a little bit more. And then this time, if you want, and give it a real pull, notice how the lower back lifts up off the floor, or you can press the lower back to the floor and then pull. Drop the elbows in. Release, bringing the ankle right above the hip. Flex your foot really hard. You'll feel it in the calf muscles here. Point and flex. And then some ankle rotation. And then go the other direction. And then a really, really strong flex, pushing your heel up to the ceiling, pointing your toes back toward your hip, and feel the contraction of the muscles all the way down. You can see my knee is not 100% straight. I like to keep a little softness. Now we're going to lower the heel to just above the floor, keeping all this energy, all this tightness all the way down, but keeping the left side as soft as possible. So from the buttock all the way down to the heel and then the big toe, lower and lower, and then an inch or two off the floor. Hold it and breathe. Keeping one side very tight and contracted, the other side soft. Using only the muscles you need. Now take a breath and release. And let all the tension drain off the muscles of your leg and feet and hip and buttock. And then we'll do the other side. Knee to chest a few times. And then open the leg and walk your hands down and swing out. a nice pull. You can lift the lower back up or press it down now and still pull the leg back. A few ankle rotations. And reverse. And then point and flex. And now really strong flexed foot. Take a breath in, keeping that tension from the buttock down to the heel, up to the toes. Right side is soft. Holding. And slowly release. Now bring both legs up, press your feet into the mat, push off, roll onto your side, and let your head sink down onto your arm. Bring your knees in close in almost a fetal posture. When you feel that you're ready, use your top hand, let your head hang down, walk your hands back to your body, turn to the front, come into a comfortable position, and then level your chin sitting tall and breathing. Thumbs to index fingers forming yoga mudra, energy seal. Keeping your awareness on your body and your breath. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope you can carry that feeling with you into your day, into your week, and into your life. Namaste.